لله رب العالمين الذي لم يخلق الإنسان عبثا ولم يتركه سدى، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن دعا بدعوته واستنى بسنته وسار على نهجه إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد. My brothers and sisters in deen, I enjoin upon you and upon myself the prayer of Allah wa ta'ala. Inshallah, in today's sermon, we will be drawing our attention to Qur'an and Our Lives. That is Al-Qur'an wal-Hayat. This is what is supposed to be our relationship with the Qur'an. Brothers and sisters in deen, Alhamdulillah, a Muslim will be proud to be a Muslim if he really have understanding of Islam. That is the good thing that Islam entails. Our Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam is being considered by virtually majority of reasonable people, rational people, sensible people, whether Muslims or non-Muslims. He is being considered as the most successful, personality in human history. What made him that is the Quran. He did not attain that because of the family he came out of. He did not simply attain that because of the tribe he came out of. Coming from any family doesn't guarantee you being the most greatest person. The best of the people, something bad can come out of that person. And the worst of the people can produce the best of the people. As Allah wa ta'ala says in the verse of the Quran that يُخْرِجُ الْحَيَّ مِنَ الْمَيِّتِ وَيُخْرِجُ الْمَيِّتَ مِنَ الْحَيِّ. He brings out something, al-hayya min al-mayyit, something dead, living out of something dead, and he brings out something dead out of something what? Living. You have prophets, alayhimu salatu wassalam, that some of their children are one of the worst of the people. Yes, you have the first person to kill someone was a son of a prophet. So being a son of the prophet doesn't make him the best of the people. You have Prophet Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam, his son. Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala said, إِنَّهُ لَيْسَ مِنْ أَهْلِكَ إِنَّهُ عَمَلٌ غَيْرُ صَالِحٍ فَلَا تَسْأَلْنِي مَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ عِلْمٍ إِنِّي أَعِظُكَ أَن تَكُونَ مِنَ الْجَاهِلِينَ. Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala made Prophet Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam to understand that yes, his son isn't someone that can be considered as part of his family because he's not what? A righteous person. You have women that are married to the best of the people, but they are one of the worst of the women. And you have women that are married to the worst of the people, and they are one of the best, part of the best of the women. They have Fir'aun, his wife is one of the most righteous people. So in essence, what makes one the best of the people is he living his life in conformity to the teachings of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. And as we said, What made our Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam the best of the people was because he was someone who lived his life according to the dictate of Allah, not according to his own desire. Sometimes his desire differ from what Allah wants, but he will drop his desire and obey Allah's desire. That's why Allah Ta'ala in a verse of the Quran, he described his righteousness that فَأَمَّا مَنْ خَافَ مَقَامَ رَبِّهِ وَنَهَى النَّفْسَ عَنِ الْهَوَى. He said the one who fears the day he is going to stand before his Lord and and stop himself from following his own selfish desire. Allah said, فَإِنَّ الْجَنَّةَ هِيَ الْمَأْوَى. And the opposite, he said, فَإِنَّ الْجَحِيمَ هِيَ الْمَأْوَى. And being that he was someone who lived his life in conformity with the teachings of Allah, someone who practicalized the Quran, as said by Aisha radiallahu anha, when some Sahabas asked her, كيف كان خلق الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم, how is the behavior, how is the character, or what is the manner or attitude of the Messenger of Allah? She said to them, كان خلقه القرآن. She said to them, his character is the Quran. And the Quran, Allah Ta'ala described it in a verse in Surah Al-Baqarah that ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. He said, هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. It is a guidance for those who are righteous. So for you to be, or if you want to be among the most successful people in this world and in the hereafter, then the only way is to submit to the commandments of Allah Ta'ala. Because Allah made you and He understands you better than yourself. The way the manufacturer of any item, in most cases, understand that item better than any other person. And that is why the person who manufactured that item is the one to say how, to write what? The operational manual. Yes, you have a Toyota made by a car made by Toyota company, the manual will be having what? Toyota. Mercedes will have that. Honda, whatever. And so on. So Allah made you, because up till now, nobody, no one, or nothing claimed to be the one who created human being. Allah is the one who claimed that. And no one have challenged that. So if He claimed that, we have not gotten any what? Valid counter claim. So long as He said He made us, then He have rights to what? To decide how we what? We move, how we operate, how we live. Because if you decide to live contrary to His own teachings, you will suffer. Just the way a car made by a manufacturer, and he says that car uses what? Petrol, that is PMS. So if you decide to use what? AGO for it, that is if you decide to use diesel instead of what? Instead of petrol, the car won't function well. If you want it to function with diesel, that means you have to alter some things. So my brothers and sisters, indeed, due to short of time, what we want to understand from today's khutbah is that as a Muslim, you must understand that your success in this world lies in you living your life according to the teachings of Allah Ta'ala. And when you do that, you enjoy your world, and then you will have a better life in the hereafter. Because like I do say to us from time to time, the Quran is meant to guide you as to how to enjoy your world. Then Allah will now compensate you with something better in the hereafter as a result of the way you live your life in this world. The Quran is not meant to teach you how to live in the hereafter. Everything in the Quran are guidelines, are teachings to make you have good life in this world. So Quran is not meant for hereafter. The do's and don'ts in the Quran are not meant for hereafter. It is the reward of your compliance in this world that Allah will compensate you with something in the hereafter. And as scholars always remind us from time to time, as a Muslim, every sphere of your life, there is no aspect of your life that you can disconnect it from the Quran. The Quran is an all-encompassing book. It is a book that comes to guide you as to how to live your economic life. It is a book that comes to guide you as to how to live your social life. It is a book that comes to guide you as to how to live your political life. It is a book that comes to guide you as to how to live your business life, whatever kind of life you are in. It is a book that comes to teach you that. It is a book that comes to guide you as to how to even enter the toilet and come out of the toilet. It is a book that comes to guide you as to how to drive your car on the road. Ma farratna fil kitab min shay. Allah said we did not leave anything untouched in the book. I said as a Muslim, if you are a true Muslim, every second you think about the Quran. No second of your life, any second you forget the Quran, that means you are in loss. Any second. And that is what is happening to us today. That's what is happening to us. Yes, the world is in disarray. Some of us may say, but it's not only Muslims that are here now. Yes, it's not only Muslims, because Allah did not design the world to have one species of people. He has his reason for that. But those who will live, those who will bring, who will do the right thing, will definitely bring, good to the society. And those doing wrong thing will bring problem to the society. There is always right and wrong. Anything wrong brings problem, and anything right brings what? Brings peace. It's just like justice. It doesn't matter who does it. If justice is done by a kafir, it is justice. And Islam wants you to agree with it. So if justice is done by anybody, then that justice will bring peace. And if injustice is done by anybody, it will bring suffering at the end. Kindness brings peace, and heartlessness brings problem. So if you look at the Quran, anything prohibited by Allah are things that will make you to suffer in this life. And anything legalized by Allah are things that will make you enjoy this life. And that is why in a verse of the Quran, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala said to us in this verse that Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu, O you who believe, istajibu lillah, answer the call of Allah, walirrasuli, and the call of the messenger, idha da'akum, when they both invite you to what? Allah said lima yuhyikum, to what will give you life. Yes, there should be distinction. There should be difference in an environment managed by a Muslim from environment managed by a non-Muslim. You see, if the non-Muslims will see difference in where you manage being better than where they manage, they will understand your deed. Because of the mess by most of us, not because of the mess by Islam, because of the mess by most of us who claim to be Muslims, make some people not to understand Islam. Because being that you've carried the name Muhammad and you are behaving like the opposite of Muhammad, so the non-Muslim doesn't see any point in taking your name. But if you take the name Muhammad and you exhibit the character of Muhammad, he would like to take the name Muhammad. If, as a businessman, you try as much as possible to be honest in your business, that is Islam. There are verses revealed about business. وَيْلٌ لِلْمُطَفِّفِينَ الَّذِينَ إِذَا اكْتَالُوا عَلَى النَّاسِ يَسْتَوْفُونَ وَإِذَا كَالُوهُمْ أَوْ وَزَنُوهُمْ يُخْسِرُونَ أَلَا يَظُنُّ أُولَٰئِكَ أَنَّهُمْ مَبْعُوثُونَ لِيَوْمٍ عَظِيمٍ. These are verses talking about business. And you as a Muslim, you move into the market and you feel those verses are of no value. As a neighbor, You have your neighbor, whether Muslim or non-Muslim, and you are oppressing him or you are harming him. So if you tell him Islam is a deen that encourages goodness, how will he understand? Because he didn't see it in you. Your life didn't, show that. That is from your way of life. He can't see it. You are only saying it. And what sinks faster into people's mind is what you do, not what you say. That's why scholars do say that word, at-ta'limu bil-fi'li. Teaching people through practical example, awqa'u fi nafsi, sinks faster or better into their mind, min at-ta'limi bil-qawl, through than what? Verbal explanation. So my brothers and sisters, indeed, so each and every second of our life, we must always remain Muslims. Your marital life should be different from the marital life of the non-Muslims. As a Muslim, you should be someone who doesn't oppress his wife. You are not refusing to oppress her just because you love her. You are refusing to oppress her because you know that you are going to be answerable on the day of judgment for whatever way you treat her. That's the difference. So until we realize this, our problem will continue to increase. Because human nature is this. Let me tell you, forget about any country. No single country is not an oppressor. No single country. Because majority of people, they think when they cheat others, they are smart. Yes, most people. Like now, when people cheat people, what they think is what? They are smart. And the other person they cheated is a fool. That's how they think. That's their mentality. And the word smartness is praise. If somebody tells you you are smart, you will smile. And if he tells you you are a fool, what will happen? You frown. So the moment you commit wrong and your mind interprets it as smartness, you won't stop it. But the day you begin to interpret your oppression as foolishness, you will stop that foolishness. The day our leaders understand that not giving those they are ruling their right is foolishness, not giving those they are ruling is a problem, they will stop that. You don't need to protest. They will stop because of the fear of the person who is stronger than you. It's just simple. That's why, like in this country, don't disturb any tribe. No tribe is our problem. You have best Igbos, you have best Yorubas, you have best Hausas, you have also worst from each of the tribes. So any tribe can repair this country. What you need in the person you will put is the person who thinks about Allah first before thinking about himself. It's the person who remember that office he is sitting, he is going to be accountable for everything. Every step he takes is documented by Allah. But you see, most of us, we feel there are places that doesn't concern Allah. So it makes you feel when you do something, Allah won't document it. That is the biggest mistake we used to make. If, like I used to give us example, if you move to the street, if you buy gala and you eat your gala and you remove the back and throw on the street, Allah will document it. Because you are increasing someone's work. Somebody is given that assignment. He cleaned the place, you messed up the place. Most likely he will be punished for what you did. While he actually did his job, but you did something that made someone else to come and say he did not do his job. Why didn't you drop the gala and eat the nylon? That is, eat the bag. Why? For yourself, you know what is right. But for others, you don't know what is right. You don't know that you're supposed to drop the paper or the cover somewhere in the dustbin. But you know that the gala is supposed to enter your mouth. So you did not mistakenly drop the gala inside the dustbin. Your own benefit you know, but others people's benefit. Like I say, even if it is your car, if you are horning, Allah is documenting the horn. Wallahi, some things, we trivialize things, and that's why we are not changing. As a Muslim, fear Allah more than fearing any human being. fear Allah more than fearing any human being. Nobody have Jannah to put you inside. Nobody have hell to put you. If it is for human being, do whatever you like. But for Allah, when He decides to hold you, you cannot escape. So my brothers and sisters, indeed, make Quran your life if you want to see changes. Yes, you don't have to change everybody before things change. You can never have a society where everybody changes to one direction. But you that is listening to Allah, show a difference. And most especially we Muslims, we should be example. Let our places be safer than any other place. Because we are refusing to commit crime because it is against the commandment of Allah Ta'ala. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa mawalam ma ba'di ibadallah, usikum wa nafsi bi taqwallahi azza wa jalla. My brothers indeed, like I said, anyone who refuses to obey Allah, then he can disobey anybody. Like I used to say in a family, if you have a family, the person, any member of the family is supposed to respect most is the father. So any child who disrespects the father, you as an elder brother, you should look at your own case as a small case. Because already he's disrespecting your father. So who are you? To a certain extent, you are his mate. Because all of you are what? You are children. He's a child, you are a child. So you can't tell him you are a father. You are not a father. If as an elder brother, you are not a father to him. So you are his elder brother. So it is brother, he is brother to you, you are brother to him. So to start at the level, you are all equal. Yes, when you come to age, you can say you are what? The senior. But when you come to family, you are same. All of you are children. So when they say children go to this direction, that is, you and him will go to the same direction. So if you refuse to respect your father, then you should expect him to disrespect you too. So when people are disobeying Allah, they can disobey anybody, make any law. Laws are being made, but they are not changing things. Because people are not ready to obey. Just the way they are disobeying Allah's own. We are seeing what the world is facing. Like I said, in our own country, some of us may say our leaders have failed. It is not our country only, it's the whole world. Any country, the leaders have failed too. Like I used to give us the failure from all levels. United Nations is headed by some people that I and you think are more sophisticated than us. Right? But UN too have failed. So what's the difference? Because if they too didn't fail in their level, other places too won't fail. Because they can force those places to do something they also want those people to do. So if they want to do the right thing, they will do the right thing at their level. So long as they have power to force others to do, that means they will force each country to do what they want to do. They make countries to change their government. So if they say, okay, your leaders are corrupt, they too are corrupt. Because those who steal, it is in their own place that they are keeping. They are the keepers. These ones are the takers. So what's the difference? And you cannot say they don't know. Because all of us, we feel that they know everything entering their country and coming out. That means they know everything. So the only thing is that the one benefiting them, they will keep quiet. The one harming them, that is where they will talk. So don't even think about any country or any individual. We are talking to ourselves, I and you, as Muslims. We should try our best. And like I used to say, don't think there's going to be any perfect human being. I'm not saying there's somebody that is perfect. All of us have our shortcomings. But what I usually advise us as Muslims, try as much as possible to be 100% upright. That effort to be 100% upright will make you 50, will make you 60, will make you 70, and inshallah you will pass. And inshallah our country will be good. So we are not looking for perfection. Nobody can be perfect because Allah did not design us that way. But at least if we go to certain level, our countries will be good. Our countries will be good. And also, we must also understand that in every sector there are good people. there are God-conscious politicians, there are God-conscious businessmen, there are God-conscious officers, there are God-conscious, every sector is divided into two. There are God-conscious imams, there are also the opposite, so it's the same everywhere. So the effort I and you need to do is let us struggle to be part of the good ones. And may Allah wa ta'ala make it easy for us. May Allah wa ta'ala make us people who will emulate Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم لا تدع لنا في مقامنا هذا ذنبا إلا غفرت ولا هما إلا فرجت ولا كربا إلا نفست ولا دينا إلا قضيت ولا عسيرا إلا يسرت ولا عدوا إلا خذلت ولا مرسلا إلا عافيت ولا ميتا إلا رحمته ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا والآخرة هي لك رضا ولنا فيها صلاح إلا أعنتنا على قضائها وسلطان برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم يسر